Hello, welcome to our next session in instrumentation and control in industrial measurement. Today we will be talking about turbidity measurement. I am your course instructor Mosam Pandya. So let us understand what is word turbidity. Here you see four different samples of water, and it is written that low turbidity to high turbidity. Now it is itself explaining the meaning that low turbidity means a clean water and high turbidity means there are so many external particles are suspended in it. That is, you say, impurity. Basically, turbidity is a key test for water quality, and it shows the cloudiness or haziness of a fluid caused by large number of individual particles which are suspended in the material and may not be seen by our naked eyes. So here turbidity is a degree to which water loses its transparency. It loses its transparency quality as a consequence of the impurity aided or suspended solid particles. So here we will talk about turbidimetry. It is a process of measuring the turbidity. Turbidity means we will measure how much loss is there of transparency from the water, and it is by using this scattering effect of the light. So, but obvious is there that light is passed through one filter, and which will be creating a particular wavelength of light, and it will be passed through the cuvette. Cuvette is a small vessel where we actually put up the sample, and we'll examine the scattering effect of light here. Higher the concentration in the water, concentration of the foreign particles, suspended particles, and it means the turbidity is higher. And turbidity is calibrated with the laboratory material also to create a reference with the same, usually water under the testing. Here you see the basic block diagram. Light source is there, lens is there, then through lens the light beam is focused in the sample, and again whatever light is passing through will be detected and read. So what I explained here is, again light source, light passes through it, and the amount of reflected light will be detected, and that is proportional to the amount of the suspended solid, like how much light is allowed. So this is a basic principle of turbidity measurement with the light scattering effect. And the measurement parameter will be an indication of the amount of charge of a solid element which is present in the liquid. And this water analysis through scattering light is serving the purpose of calculation of turbidity levels, like lower turbidity to higher turbidity, and will be able to make out how much, like what is the size of polar particles also, and will be visualized by the absorption method. Here you see one turbidity meter, and it's a portable installation of instrument to measure the suspended particles. As we will focus on the water, basically it's a liquid. Okay. Here now see we will see the method, or how does that instrument work. And initially it was invented years back with one method, and another method is adopted. So here what is the base is suspended particles with a light beam is to be measured, and light detector will be set at 90 degree from the original beam. Okay. Then density of particle will be the function of the light reflected by the particles, which are in the liquid under the testing. Now, how much light will be reflected will be depending upon the characteristic of particles like such as shape, color, or reflectivity. Here you see the diagram I am showing here. Like the lens is there, then band pass filter is there, and the light source is there, and now 90 degrees set for the photodiode to detect, and light trap is also here shown. Then this entire arrangement will be known as turbidity meter. We will see how actually turbidity meter works specially, and basically it is known as Arizona strip dust material, where this turbidity meter is to be calibrated first, and then environmental factors are to be used, known as K factor for turbidity meter, to compensate the light or darker dust from this Arizona strip dust material. And this K factor will be determined by the user by activating the turbidity meter near an air sampling pump, or comparing the results. So please keep in mind the detector is at 90 degree here. Here we will see one small again animated video on the screen. This basically we'll see here some method, but let us remember what are the analytical methods. These are the three analytical methods actually published as a standard practices. The one is ISO 7027 water quality determination, then again US EPA method number 180.1, that is known as turbidity, and standard method under number 2130B documentation of the standards. So let us see what is happening here. Here it was an ancient method, like somewhere around 100 years, 1800 years. Here what is happening, the liquid with the suspended particles will be heated up with the candle, and as candle disappears from the top view, the particles with the heat they reach to a level, and that will be measured by Jackson turbidity units, JTU. Now this was not a very good method and not a practical method and not accurate. So here we will have two methods. The one is ISO 7027 method, where invisible infrared light of say somewhere 860 nanometer wavelength of red color will be passed through the liquid and will be measured. Another is US EPA 180.1 documentation, where visual light of white light wavelength will be used here, and was given by the Formazin, so it is known as Formazin naphthalatometric unit, and also it is known as Formazin attenuation unit. So here you see like how angles are set, as I told you earlier, at the 90 degree and another will be at the 135 degree angle. So the light source is set, then detector is set for angle. So first will be set at the 90 degree for the detection, and that is one of the measurement. And here you see the detector is also set up to create a 90 degree measurement. Then next is 135 degree angle is set for the detection. So how much particles are reflecting depends like on the suspended particle characteristic, and will be set like this. So 90 degree and 135 degree measurement will be set here, and similar way the detector is set for such 135 degree measurement. So one measurement detection at 90 degree, another detection at 135 degree, and this will give you a very accurate result. So what is the application of this turbidity measurement? So as I said, it is used for the water quality, and maximum utilization is in wastewater treatment operation, where their purification and supply to different centers is to be done, and also artificial recharging is to be done. So once the level of turbidity of the available water is measured, then we can decide what treatment is to be done to reach to the minimum quality level for the water. And this is a very useful method to decide the quality of your water under the treatment. Like, because water is lifeline of the entire earth, and very soon we will be facing the scarcity of water if we do not pay attention to the sensible use of water in our day-to-day life. So wastewater treatment plants are also established in large amount, where the water is purified and is sent to us. So in this case, we have to check the quality, and once you meet the quality requirement, then we can do water treatment to the to reach minimum quality level of the water. And to remove this impurity, or you can say to remove the turbidity, like to reach to the lowest turbidity level, we need some other procedures, which is actually not part of this discussion, but that it requires a series of coagulation, filtration, and the decanalization process. So this was about the turbidity measurement here. This is a part of one of the analytical method. Thank you so much. Here we finish our turbidity measurement. Please subscribe this channel and share it also to your friends, and please press the bell icon to receive our updates, because we have 100 plus different sessions on the various courses in electronics and communication engineering and instrumentation here. So please enjoy learning. Thank you so much.